You know, after watching The Odyssey, because it's literally 2 a.m., that's like a 3 hour movie. And I just finished watching The Odyssey. That's why it's like literally at 2 a.m. in the morning right now, sitting in an empty parking lot. And it really got me thinking, how valuable are you in people's lives? How much do people want you in their life? Loyalty or whatever, or caring. Do they care for you? Or do they even, do they just simply do they ever think about you? Okay, not in an intimate sense. I mean, do they think you enough to actually ask you to hang out? Because here's the thing, is that I know that a lot of people are not like me. Okay, I know that a lot of people are not like me, and I'm a very introverted person. I'm not really one for asking people to hang out. Okay, but if you give me enough reason for me to ask you to hang out, because here's the thing, I'll always be the one to take initiative. I'll always be the one. Okay, but you have to show me some interest. Okay, because I'm just wasting my time here hanging out with someone who doesn't even want to hang out with me. I'm just spending my time to spending my time to be with you. If you rather, do it with some, or do rather do be doing something else. Sorry, I'm not very tired, but it's just my mind is just all jumbled up in a lot of things. Because here's the thing, is that, are you even worthy of a thought in some people's minds? And I'm starting to realize that when you're hanging out with some people, you can kind of tell, you know, like, I've had a lot of friends. I've known a lot of, no, I think a better way of saying is I known a lot of people. And you can really tell if some people think about you or not. You can definitely tell. See, the thing is that people can always say, you know, that they're busy, they have other priorities, they have their own life trying to, get it together. I get it. So do I, you know. But here's the thing, is that I'm not upset at the person. I'm not upset at anybody who doesn't want to spend time with me. You know what I mean? I'm not upset. But the thing is that the only reason why I'm mentioning it is because, obviously you want to keep some people in your life. You know, like, just because I'm a guy, just because I am 20, almost 22 years old, that doesn't mean I don't want to hang out with people. Just because I'm an introverted person, that doesn't mean I don't want to keep close friends, right? I'm human. I want some connection. But the thing is that I don't want to have a connection with somebody who doesn't want to reciprocate it. And you can tell. Like I said, I'm not mad at the person. I'm just disappointed with the fact that I thought I was a little bit more important in some people's lives. See, the thing is that, you know, I just it's just sad. There's no anger, there's no hatred towards anyone. I don't it's very, very hard for me to hate anybody. It truly is. People can go say that that line was cringy, like I'm Thorfinn or something or whatever, but it is true. I don't really hate anybody, but I'll be disappointed in things. Like, I'll be disappointed in the fact that I'm just realizing that I'm not as important as I thought I was in people's lives. So yeah, I'm just gonna let it drift apart. No confrontation, no nothing, just leave. Just leave, you know? Like, if you want people, if you if they want you in your life, they'll hit you up, they'll text you. I mean, because you can't be the only one who's always initiating things, because obviously, like, that's just not how relationships work. That's not how connection works. Of course, people they need to meet in the middle. Now, I just don't want to be a fan. I just don't want to be hanging out with people who don't necessarily feel what it. I just don't want to feel like I'm the only one who wants to hang out. You know what I mean? And I think that's fair to feel. It's fair to it's fair to feel like that. So I'll just leave. Just not be a part of it. Just have nothing to do with it. I'll just just take my time somewhere else. And like I said, I want to make this clear. They didn't do anything wrong. People, you know, if people just don't think, sorry, if people don't think of you like that, then there is just, that's just how it is. If people don't really care that much about you, that's no one's fault. You can't force someone to, make yourself more important in their lives, right? You can't ask someone to be, hold on. How do I phrase that? You can't ask somebody if you can be more important in their lives. It doesn't work that way. And that's that. You just leave, you just drift apart. And people can say it's cowardly, sure. It might be cowardly. But like I said, though, I don't know if I said it, but the phone works both ways. That's a very cliche thing to say, very corny, but it's true. The phone works both ways. They can ask, they have your number, they can text you. Like, if they really thought you were one of their friends or whatever you are to them, they'll text you. It doesn't take long to just ask for a hangout, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna just leave. If they don't see me as important, and the thing is that I already realized this. Like, this always been a thing that I've known. But it's very unbelieving, you know? It's very hard to believe certain things because you don't want to believe them in the first place. So I think that's why it took me so long to just leave. It's gonna be a lot more lonelier because you kind of start to see the people that are in your lives. You're kind of starting to realize that these people are not really, you kind of start to realize that your circle is getting a lot smaller. Your people is getting less and less and less. But that's just what happens for some. Some people don't experience that, but I guess I'm one of those people who do.